What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about Luna Classic and why I believe it's going to be making a major move soon. Of course, I'll be giving you my short-term price predictions here on Luna Classic, as well as my long-term price target for this coin. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. I just want to say as well, I'm feeling a little bit ill today, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit stuffy or unclear. I'll try and speak as clearly as possible. Of course, if you're looking for a place to buy or trade Luna Classic, then look no further than MEX Exchange. They have some of the lowest fees out there. They don't require KYC to get started trading, and plenty of other reasons. Now, of course, if you want to support the channel, click in the link in the description down below. You'll be taken to this page, email, password, press sign up, and then you can get started straight away with trading Luna Classic. Thank you guys for your support. Let's get straight into this video. So I will talk about the longer term stuff first, because obviously that is the most bullish. And in terms of this, and then we'll talk about this price action that we've seen over the past few days a little bit later on. So longer term, I do think this drop that we actually saw here kind of set us up for what may be a very, very nice long-term triangle here on Luna Classic. Now, obviously, we know that if we connect the peaks here on Luna Classic price, if we go back to 2023, you grab that peak there at the end of 2023, at the start of 2024, and the one that we've just made over the past few days, you can see that these three line up perfectly, almost perfectly, to make this resistance here. So this is clearly a strong resistance here on Luna Classic. You can see the fact that on the third try, the price did shoot up parabolically, but unfortunately it got taken down by this resistance and taken down pretty hard. Now we're sitting at a level at 13.3 cents, but that drop down there to 10.3 cents actually made it interesting, because now I do think we could potentially see something like this form. Have a look at this and let me know what you guys think. There is something here in my opinion. Of course, it's not very, very clean. You can see that we've dropped below the support line on a few occasions. So on a few occasions, it hasn't been respected. But what I'm seeing here is the price respected well here. We had a nice little touch there. We had kind of a touch there, a touch in this region that went pretty well. And this one here, we can kind of say it went well because it shot straight back up. It only wicked below. And now we have this wick taking us down again to this level here. So that's 6 kind of nice touches towards this support line. Of course, there was this one region here where it dipped below, but then in a few days shot back up. So this is something that interests me in general, because of the amount of times the price has actually come down to this level. So we have this support, here, and we have this resistance. Now it's interesting because I do think if we do see a few more bounces on the top hand side, let's say this for example, you know, I'm just talking hypothetically, then this could make Luna Classic a very, very interesting long-term play. Something along the lines of XRP. And if I just show you XRP as well, just to show you guys kind of what I mean, have a look at that. We've got an extremely long-term triangle here on XRP, and we had that subsequent breakout from it. So these things are definitely respected. I do think I have to put that on the log. There we go. You can see it a little bit better now, how the peaks and the dips kind of line up with the support and resistance there. The resistance on this occasion was respected better, but you see a clear breakout from an extremely long-term triangle. And these things, mind you, are unstoppable given the right conditions in crypto. Of course, we need everything to be bullish and all the stars to kind of line up for something like this to happen. But when it does happen, there is no stopping it. So here on Luna Classic, let's just put that back on regular. We can see something starting to form in that sense. Now, like I say, it'd be interesting to me, it'd be even more interesting to me if we do see more touches of the resistance and support, but this is something quite promising. And of course, a price target from such a huge triangle would be something like this. Now, of course, this is just a theory, but if this triangle is to be respected, that actually puts the price up at 0.00039 there. That's 127% trade once we see a breakout from this triangle. Pretty nice. definitely a nice price target to have, but of course, like I said before, we do have a higher price target here on Luna Classic from the previous patterns that I've talked about. But this to me is pretty interesting right now. So there's the silver lining to this dip that we had over the past few days. The fact that it's actually solidified this support line, in my opinion, even more. But in my previous videos, I stated the fact that we could be seeing an even more bullish triangle. And for that, we're going to go on the log chart because it displays the historical data a little bit better. And what we can see is something, like I say, close to XRP. I've shown you XRP a little bit before. And over the course of Luna Classic's lifetime, we are still seeing some form of structure that could resemble a triangle throughout its whole history. Since Luna Classic was born, we see this consolidation occurring. Now, of course, I'll let you make up your own minds once again. This support line down here generally is looking pretty decent. We have 3 good tests of the support, and we've had a region where the prices have come down below it, these 2 here, but then on the same day they've shot straight back up. So we know that below the support line here there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of buying pressure. And we know that they're above this resistance here, which has had 3 decent tests. It's not joining the peaks as well as it used to. Of course, this time we saw the prices actually come above this resistance and quickly turn around. But this time it took us several days and it kind of consolidated on that resistance line. So this is a little bit questionable in my opinion, but we do see 3 decent tests and we see the general shape of the consolidation period occurring here on Luna Classic. Of course, this triangle here has an extremely bullish price target attached. If you fall 125% was good, then have a look at the price target for this long-term one here on Luna Classic. If we just drag that to where we might see a breakout, let's say we sell in May and go away. So May is there. Then we could see a price target of 18, I'm going to just call that 18 cents, but that's a 14x trade here on Luna Classic. Now that is unbelievable. Of course, there's going to be plenty of places where we might want to take profit if we do see some sort of breakout. A good level to be taking profit from any trade is this all-time high here on Luna Classic. That it will be a place where I believe we could see potential resistance. So if the prices do actually start to shoot up to that level, then we could see this, for example, before continuation. So something to bear in mind. But I am keeping an eye on this regardless, because it has a similar setup to XRP. And if we see the right conditions here on crypto, there's no reason why we can't see Luna Classic pump as well. We do have to also bear in mind, guys, that Luna Classic is a smaller cap cryptocurrency. And at the moment, the altcoin season that we are seeing is generally with the larger caps like XRP, for example. We've seen XRP, which is like the 5th biggest coin now, I believe, or the 6th. It literally jumped 6x from there. Now, of course, if it was a true on alt season or towards the end of an alt season, we'd expect smaller cap cryptocurrencies like Luna Classic to be outperforming things like XRP. But at the moment, we're seeing liquidity first going into things like XRP, and then sooner or later, we're going to start seeing them trickle down to the smaller caps like Luna Classic. So at the moment, it's just a waiting game, in my personal opinion. We have 2 very, very bullish charts here. One showing us 125% gain, another one showing us a 14x. And of course, we have confirmation. Bitcoin is at above 100,000 once again. We've seen these ADA, we've seen XRP, we've seen Doge do crazy numbers. Only a matter of time before we see it with Luna Classic, in my opinion. So that's kind of my long-term price target and the reasoning behind it. Those are the 2 levels I'm looking at the moment. Of course, on the shorter term, let's just talk about what's happened here and some of the levels we could expect to see on the shorter term. So I'm going to go back on the regular because it shows this price data a bit better. Price at the moment, as we see it, kind of sits perfectly on the Fibonacci levels. Have a look at that. We saw prices do a massive dump over the past few days, but it's not just Luna Classic. Literally, we saw that with every single cryptocurrency. Kind of made me pretty worried after a while, because look at that. We saw Luna Classic in the same day go from 16 cents all the way down to 10.3 cents. There's a 35% drop, but we've seen Luna Classic recover, and if you caught the bottom there, that's nearly a 30% trade. So again, congratulations if you did do that. These are the levels that I'm looking at here. You can kind of see for yourself that they are well respected here on Luna Classic. the price literally came down to this 0.236 fib, and right now we're between 0.5 and 0.618. So the way I use these Fibonacci levels is to see if the price uses them as support and resistance. Obviously, for example, if we break past 0.618, then we can make our next leg up to 0.786, for example, and so on and so forth. And likewise, if things are a little bit bearish, we could see a breakdown at 0.5 once again, and we might see something like this. So it's just a way to see where the price might be going in the near term. Of course, these levels provide some sort of indication as to where we might see supports and resistances, as well as some form of consolidation. Of course, if two levels kind of hold in the price very nicely, then it might lead to some sort of triangle, for example. So the price does something like this, for example, then we can actually use that and trade from that as well. So it's kind of cool to monitor what the price does on the short term. But in terms of this dump and subsequent pump, that is quite nice to see. The fact that we have these long candles on the bottom there shows us that buyers stepped in to reverse the price somewhat here on Luna Classic. With Luna Classic, it hasn't pumped as much as some other coins, but of course we did see some sort of triangle like this and a subsequent breakdown from that triangle. So that's maybe why we saw a bit more bearish price action with Luna Classic than others like Jasmy, for example. But we are seeing some sort of recovery, so that's really, really nice. But if you're in it for the long game, then don't worry too much about the short-term stuff. At the end of the day, if the prices dip further, like this, for example, that could actually be a good thing for the longer term, because then it would support our theory, like I say, with that support going in the upwards direction once again. So things like this should actually be welcomed if you have a long-term view here on Luna Classic. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say here on Luna Classic. So thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, let me know down in the comments what your price targets are here for Luna Classic. And until the next time, guys, have a really great day.